Hello residents, welcome to our ongoing series of Front Porch Chats from the Administration Building in Carnwath. It's Front Porch. I welcome you, today. First I will talk a little bit about public service announcements and then a little bit toward the end about the town. Hopefully you can hear this, as you can see from the American flag proudly blowing in the breeze. It's a windy day up here, although no rain. The snow flurries had just stopped a few minutes ago, typical April for us. And also, as we all know, during this week, this is a very important week, a very important day and weekend for people of many different faiths. This is springtime, and with springtime comes several important holidays, and those holidays are actually ones of renewal, of hope, looking forward to the future based on what the various beliefs believe in for this period of time. So with that, we're broadcasting from the front porch, looking at the beautiful flowers that are blooming, and in our own ways, wanting to share our own hopes and best wishes, however you best do that, and particularly for good health and courage in what will be the challenging weeks ahead for us here in Wappinger and Dutchess County, New York. This morning, the additional cases were announced as I've been broadcasting on our website and also our Facebook page, the Dutchess County dashboard. If you don't access that, please look at one of our pages, but also Dutchess County for the information. We had now today 1,466 cases reported. This is confirmed as of yesterday, through yesterday. This is compared with 1,378 from yesterday. The recovered number has gone up to 126 from 104, so that's good news. Those in the hospital have gone up slightly by 7 from 101 yesterday to 108, so that's also good news. That new people being admitted is flattening somewhat or slowing down, as the governor has reported for the state. Unfortunately, we've had one additional death in the county, going to 11. So let's please express our hopes and best wishes for all those that are suffering. And in the town of Wappinger, we've been slowly rising. We had 4 days ago 81. Then 90 people, 97, and today it's an increase of 7 to 104. So at least we didn't get those significant increases. And what does this say? This says that actually social distancing is working. Clearly, it is working. I know there's a great temptation to get out there. We all are tempted, but please don't, unless it's for essential purposes, and we'll talk about that shortly. Unfortunately, we're seeing it spread throughout the United States, and we're now at over 6,000 deaths, 16,000, I'm sorry, deaths as of Friday, and even more significant in the deaths is the additional suffering that families are going through, because many of those families where there are deaths, they're also unemployed. We're seeing an unemployment rate going already exceeding the Great Depression. We're approaching 7 million people countrywide, and this is very discomforting. The cases in Europe are doubling every other day. China has seen a resurgence because they relaxed some of the social distancing requirements. So again, I really do want to emphasize that this is so important, because we are nearing a peak. We believe with social distancing, it should be leveling off. Now, I think it's important, though, to keep in mind that while most of the media is New York City centric, we up here in Dutchess County and other areas nearby are lagging New York City. According to our county executive, Mark Molinaro, he believes, and what the statistics, the projections are showing, we're maybe 10 days to 2 weeks behind New York City. So don't take what New York City may do in the days ahead as what we should be doing. We're still under strict social distancing guidance, to beat this disease. And I want to make sure that, again, we emphasize that, social distancing is necessary to reduce, the spread. This is also important because, as the county executive issued yesterday, saying limit your shopping to a more regular, once a week, type of schedule rather than going out there regularly. And if you see the parking lots in any place, whether it's a pharmacy, whether it's at the supermarket, are crowded, go back later on. Keep in mind, Adams just had published, 2 days ago, a very interesting chart, that showed the peak hours and the off hours. So in the morning, you have the hour for the seniors, and then it goes up to around 12 and 1, and then drops down. So the time between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night, there's much fewer people there than normally, during the middle of the day. So that is important. Cloth masks, I'm not using it so you can hear me, but the videographer has a mask on. He's more than 6 feet away, but we have cloth masks. Please, wear those. Now the CDC with the state and the county have also said anytime you go out, wear one of these cloth masks that can be cleaned. There are also filters that you can put inside. You can take a HEPA filter and also put that in there. It doesn't have asbestos or anything there. You can, put a liner in there, and your cloth mask can be, washed. There are also now items on the internet and social media that tell you how you can clean and how you can take care of it. One of the more interesting things with respect to the mask, and I didn't bring it with me to show, but you also can take a rubber band, tie it at both ends, and then it will create a center area which goes over the mask and then will pull in even tighter to the mouth and the nose. This is something you can find on the internet. Today the county, really the urging of Nick D'Alessandro, Ozzy Alba, and myself will be issuing guidance to our supermarkets, pharmacies, and other stores to put up the protective plastic barriers, between our employees who are getting sick, throughout the area. I noticed another one in ShopRite across the river did. And so we'll be doing that, and actually we'll be getting a small supply that we'll be able to hand out, most going into Fishkill because of the tremendous number of hotels that they have in that area. But this is a new directive coming out. Also, clearly a reminder, wash your hands, no touching of the face. If you have gloves, you can wear them. I wear them when I'm outside also. It's a little cold out here today, so I have these on as well. And again, remember, common courtesies. No coughing, cough away, cough into a scarf, into a towel, into a hanky, and no littering. We are enforcing the code in the town. We found too many places where people are throwing gloves, face masks on the ground. We've sent out a note to all the stores that are open, such as Hannaford's, to remind them put out more receptacles. But we are, with their help, monitoring cameras, to see who may be doing that. Oftentimes it says somebody's entering the car, they throw it on the ground after they get in the car. Don't forget, your license plate is visible in the camera, so please do not litter. It continues to spread germs. In Dutchess County, we, as I said, are lagging. The concern about the virus and why we need to really be conscious of social distancing is that a lot of these unknown ones where we don't have a vaccine, we don't have any really treatment, medical treatment for this disease, when social distancing and measures like not wearing masks and so forth relaxes, it often is in a V form. It's coming down, but then it takes another bounce back up. What we don't want to see is that, and what we really don't want to see is a W, where it comes down, it may peak up, as people relax even more, goes down, and then there's a dramatic upswing, and that's what we really have to be concerned about, especially as we get into the summer season. So please, please, follow the social distancing, and we'll get over this a lot sooner than I think we would otherwise. The County is really working very closely with us here in the town of Wappinger and other municipalities. We have a number of programs, we talk daily, and there's what we're finding though, and what we're concerned about in lagging behind New York City is that there's a large number of people that are asymptomatic. That means they don't have symptoms and therefore are more likely to spread. Also, we believe that a large number of people, probably more than a majority, also are not immune from this. We won't know more until the various testing agencies start testing that. But I do want to say that it's really important to look at these rules, keep up to date. We have our website, the town website. We also have the county website, and the state has a lot of information that's going out there. We keep our information up to date regularly. Furthermore, we want to do everything we can to help our small businesses throughout the community. Our town is largely dependent on small businesses. Those people are suffering. We're working with the county, and particularly the county executive's office through the Deputy Assistant Executive Ron Hicks in particular, have a lot of initiatives with which we're working with them on, and that will be coming more online during the weeks ahead. So please turn to their website. We are posting that information. Also, the Dutchess County Chamber of Commerce has a lot of programs going on. But the big question is, when's the money going to free up, I should say? That is a good question, and we're working very hard, the county executive, on getting more SBA loans freed up, getting banks to relax some of their requirements, such as only an existing customer, could take out a loan, and getting more money into the system. It looks like, I'm guardedly optimistic that next week, this is the week of the 13th of April, we'll see more money getting into the pipeline. So, we are working on trying to figure out ways to get that, freed up more quickly. In working together with the county, I want to say a special shout out to our county executive, Mark Molinaro, and his team. I already mentioned Ron Hicks, there's Dana Smith, there's our own Bill Beal, there's many other people in public health, and even in our tourist department that's looking at ways to also help us when we come out of this fog. Those people are doing a tremendous amount of work for us. A lot of it's unseen, but I do thank you, County Executive Molinaro and your team. Also the Sheriff's Department. They continue to monitor our town. As we learn of areas of concern, we have them go out. They've had issues where some number of their sheriff's deputies have called in sick, some prisoners, but they're doing a heroic job, as are all of the people on the front line. I think it's so important to also remember and thank the truck drivers that keep the supply chain open. This is so crucial. It is still open. There are some shortages, but overall it's working. Our food service people, whether it's not at the restaurants that are still providing take-home, delivery service, or Hannaford's, Adams, other, supermarkets, grocery stores, and our delis that are all out there risking their health, for us. Of course, the front line with the doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, our ambulance service, our fire companies, they all deserve us thanks. Every time you see them, thank them. So show your appreciation for all that they're doing. And I think that, we are going to see more coming. There is a lot of planning that's going on, and the town itself is working with the county on post-recovery, really as we come out of this, programs and initiatives. For example, I mentioned before, and we're working with the county on our Victory Garden just behind the building, and how we can do that, on that 1 acre lot, to make, garden plots available for those that have a need, in coming out of the recovery, to have organic vegetables that will also be going to some of our restaurants. We're on a weekly basis, actually, I think twice a week, contacting our seniors, to make sure that they have their needs and wants, satisfied. And we will continue going on doing that sort of thing. Our town board meeting will be held digitally on Monday, next Monday night, the 13th of April at 7 o'clock in the evening. There we will be discussing some more initiatives. We'll be discussing some actions that will be taken to try to relieve some of the stress, pressure, financial and otherwise, within the town. There are other issues that are well beyond the town. I get questions with respect to taxes generally. This is the property tax. With respect to tax assessments, I and others have taken it to the county executive, and he has taken it to Albany, and Albany is considering what it's going to do with respect to taxes, property valuations, etc. And so we're waiting to hear what relief, if any, may be available. Keep in mind, that this is a complicated situation because of the various laws and requirements that are in place. But through executive orders, it seems that almost everything is being able to be addressed. We'll be discussing a number of community programs that we're going to be continuing after we're allowed to have social distancing relaxed. We are doing more on the web. We actually have a musical presentation that Jessica Fulton's putting together of various musicians. We're working with the seniors on a senior choir presentation. We're looking at online art classes, even perhaps online bingo, all legal, of course, but looking at how to keep our seniors and others active during this stay-at-home situation. As you know, and as you can see from here, I have kept our parks open. We have allowed people, and there are a number of people walking by even on this windy day at Carnwath. Unfortunately, we're not allowed congregation. Baseball season, everything else is pushed back. But you can get out, enjoy the fresh air, and really get around and see parts of the town that you haven't seen. We have Reese Park. We have a number of parks that are open for you. Also, we have a lot of useful information on those and other activities on our website. Again, I'd like to refer to that. And again, I can't emphasize it enough. Please reach out to your neighbors, see what they need. We all can provide services from a distance. We can deliver food. We can help them with the pharmacy if needed, and give them a special word of thanks. All the people that are making so many sacrifices, our friends, relatives, neighbors, please, when you see them from a distance, shout, wave, thank them. More people that also can put hearts on your lawns, on your windows, signs thanking our first responders and others. The more, the merrier. And so please take care until next week's front porch chat. Please stay safe, healthy, and those that are suffering, that have been infected, please take care of yourself and recover quickly. Good day.